So, we have bought another vehicle. There is the new official off the beaten track vehicle. I've been asked by a lot of people as to why we've changed, what made us change, what was the reason, how come this came about, and I've always wanted an 80 series cruiser. For me, an 80 series was the epitome of 4x4ing, overlanding, traveling, the space, the ruggedness. So this vehicle I specifically chose because it is a 4.5 litre carburetor manual vehicle. That means I can work on this vehicle in the field. It's got a manual fuel pump, it's got a manual oil pump, it's got manual diffs. Everything is basically mechanical. There's no electronics on this vehicle, so you're not going to get stuck in the middle of nowhere. I mean, this Sunday past, I serviced the carburetor, I cleaned the engine bay. So I wanted a vehicle like that. I still love my Pajeros. I still have both Pajeros. I have the white Gen 4 3.8 V6 and I have the silver Gen 3 3.5 V6. The 3.5 is fully kitted. It could probably take us to Mozambique and Botswana and back. I just felt I wanted to change. And this vehicle for me is something that was a boyish dream. We've added some things like I've added the original TRD, Toyota SRE lift back colors to the vehicle. Tire Life has supplied us with a set of Dirty Life beadlocks, genuine beadlocks, and Cooper ST Max tires. These things are insane. Tomorrow we're going out with these tires, we're going to test it. But going back to why I changed, it was more of I love Pajeros, and I love the affordability of a Pajero. I mean, you basically can buy a vehicle for almost half the price of a Toyota and get everything out of the vehicle, everything that you need. You've got, with our silver van, we've had electric seats, climate control, heated seats, everything that you could want in the car, you know. But the big problem that we were struggling with was sometimes aftermarket goodies. We weren't able to always get it so well and so easily. And then you move over to a Toyota, you move over to an 80 series or 100 or 105 or 76 and upwards, you're always able to get the aftermarket goodies easily. It's not something that has to be fabricated. It's not something you have to run around, something you have to stress about. So for me, the transition into this vehicle was being able to work manually on it, because having a mechanical vehicle versus an electronic vehicle, you always have the fear in the back of your mind. I mean, 3 years ago, my automatic gearbox on my silver Pajero packed up, and with all the solenoids and all of that, it cost us just over 50,000 rand to repair it. And it happened in January. It was an unforeseen cost. It wasn't just a clutch and a pressure plate that had to be repaired. It was actually the whole gearbox had to be replaced. So the love of this vehicle, the retro look of this vehicle, the practicality of this vehicle is what I'm looking for and what I have been looking for. When we bought the first Pajero, overlanding was not something we knew the word existed. We bought it because we wanted to get our kids out more. And I then fell in love with being outdoors and traveling and being out with my friends and meeting new friends and exploring new places. And I've realized after 3 to 4 years that I've taken this seriously. It's become a lifestyle. It's literally become a lifestyle. This is what I eat, breathe, sleep. I work every week looking forward to being able to travel and overland. So it was only natural that we now bump it up a step and get a more serious vehicle for this. Not saying that the Pajero is not a serious vehicle. It's just this is the vehicle that I'm a hands-on old school guy. You know, I've always loved my turbocharged cars, and I think most guys in this actually come from some form of motor racing or motor vehicles. And I've loved being a car that I could work on and tinker on, like my white Gen 4, because it's a newish car. You don't want to put something on the dashboard, you don't want to drill a hole. With a vehicle like this, you don't mind being rough. You know, you get wood, you throw it in the back. You don't worry about scratching the panels and thinking 3 or 4 times before you do anything. So moving to this vehicle, I wanted something that I could personalize, make my own, not worry mechanics, know that I can travel throughout Africa and probably pick up every single part on the vehicle. So we had an issue with the driver's side motor, and it was so easy to get the motor and not have to worry about buying a whole new mechanism. And vehicles like this was made in a time where things were repaired and not replaced. So you look at the window mechanism, for example, everything's a nut and a bolt that you can just take apart and replace and repair. Whereas you look at the newer vehicles like my Gen 4, everything is made about replacement. If the headlight's gone, you replace the whole headlight. If the mechanism's gone, you replace the whole mechanism. And with these older vehicles, you don't have this. This is a 1993 4.5 liter carburetor motor. It's die-hard. It's a non-interference engine, which means that if the belt snaps, you're not going to be in valves. You know, so those kind of things. Alternators are easy to get by. Everything on this vehicle is still genuinely Toyota. It's got 450,000 Ks, but it starts first time. The interior, the roof lining, everything on this vehicle is just tip top. So we look forward to a lot of travels in this vehicle, but I look forward to personalizing it. And a lot of times when I look at my silver van, the problem that I had was I had no friends that were overlanding or traveling or camping. So I was relying on salesmen and to give me advice for traveling. And all that a salesman wants to do is sell. And I made so many mistakes and I overbought so many things, and I went through drawer system, homemade drawer system, bought drawer system, then back to ammo boxes, and I bumped my head and I learned from it. And going forward with this vehicle now, I know what is the necessary things. You don't need every little gadget that is on the market. Yes, it's nice. You can buy you a brand new vehicle and kit it out with everything. But there's a few fundamental things that you need for traveling. An awning, a roof rack, and a fridge. You know, you don't even need dual battery. You go with the Flexo Power and you're sorted. So for me, those are the little bare minimums that I'm going to keep in the vehicle. Nice set of seat covers from Escape Gear that we're getting in about 10 days. Keeping it to a bare minimum, but enough to be comfortable to overland with not going over the top. Because half of the gadgets in my silver Pajero I ended up not using. It was nice to have the brush bars. I'm going to do rock sliders on here. I'm going to do because I've got the fifth wheel on top at the moment. I need to do the tailgate bumper that opens up with a wheel at the back. But I'm going to personalize this, like I've been saying all the time, and I think this is going to be such an amazing journey because now I know my direction in life in terms of traveling, and I can take this vehicle and this vehicle can move with me in the direction that I want to go, as opposed to I was finding my feet with the silver van. With the white van, I didn't really do anything much on it except a roof rack and seat covers and a decent set of terra firma tires. But that is our long distance split, Neisner kind of van, where this is our rugged baby. As beautiful as she is, she's going to be put through her paces. Not necessarily 4x4ing hardcore, but more going off the grid, traveling, camping. So stick to the journey with us. Have a look at what we're going to do. If you have comments, if you've owned an 80 or you know anything about an 80 series, or you have some input, valuable input that you can give us, comment below. Let me know what you feel are the things that should be done to the 80, the maintenance things. Next up we have maintenance. We're doing the rear main seal, we're doing the gearbox service, we're going to do some seals in the engine over, we're going to take it for a slight blow over. So I have put the stickers on before the paint job, but I mean I just couldn't. I'd rather pay to have another set of stickers made. I mean, I look at this and it takes me back to my boyish days of admiring Toyota racing development vehicles, i.e. the Toyota SE liftback. That was the car that I think every schoolboy growing up loved. And this is just my retro feel, because for a long time I wanted to buy an old Datsun, an old Alfa Romeo or something. I've got baboons here. And they are actually coming very close. So I wanted to buy an old school car, but this is basically the best of both worlds. I've got my old school vehicle that I can also travel with my family. So guys, comments, input will be gladly appreciated. I'm in new territory here. I knew my Pajeros back to front, I could strip them. I'm learning the 80 series. I still need to learn how to strip it. I need to learn about open diffs because I had a button that I pressed and it did everything. I had traction control on the other vehicle. There's nothing like this. This is bare, proper power. So thank you, and follow this journey with us. Make it a journey that we can all enjoy. Let's get involved. If you've got an 80, come out with us, travel with us. We're a group that travels. It's not about individuals. It's not me and my family. It's about everybody. So thank you, and just keep track of the updates. We can have it on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook, and we can also have trails. Cheers.